Hey guys, my name is Killfuller and this is Madhouse Gaming News and Updates, and I just want to let you guys know that I do appreciate every bit of y'all's follows, subscribes, and everything in between. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. And today we're going to talk about Call of Duty's Modern Warfare Season 3 update. This update is probably, or this season's update is probably, in my opinion, one of the yikiest and one of the most cringiest updates I've ever experienced in my life in Call of Duty. And I've been here since the beginning, baby. So it's been pretty interesting to see what they've done as far as changes go, the fixes that they have accomplished, finally have accomplished, should I say, and the new squads mode being entered. Now, first of all, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that if you guys are not very familiar with, you guys can go look at my past videos and see what I'm talking about as far as loadouts, about changes, and the future of the Warzone, of what I assume is going to be, and what they're already changing and implementing to prove me right. Today we're going to talk about some boring stuff, I want to admit, and we're going to talk about some exciting stuff and stuff that I think that they have done wrong and things that they have done right, because they did do a little bit of things right. Pat yourself, on the back. Congratulations. You did something good. Now, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the video and talk about the updates and the new changes.
Let's do this, brothers. Let's whoop some ass.
Alright, guys. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the general fixes. Now, this is just general stuff that talks about things that are bugs in the game that they're fixed out, the things that we have reported and they have tried to fix. So lowered the max amount of experience points and score given for decoy grenade assists, because frankly they're just boring to use, and I'm imagining that they just it's really not doing anything. You're just throwing something that's no skill. So I get that. That doesn't make it, Back end fixes to help memory error 1371 issues. See, these kind of issues some people are experiencing in the customer service, in the Activision application. So, these are just general bugs. You can go through these, fix a bug where more than one dog would be present in the squad walk in the main multiplayer menu, which is like, okay, who cares, and then the lower bit of it is what I really care about, and that's the audio fixes. Lowered the volume of the plane audio during infiltration. Now that's really good, because the plane audio and a lot of these things are annoyingly loud. You have to lower your main volume just to get to it too. It kind of sucks. Lowered the audio once entered the gulag. That's a good fix. I feel like the one major thing is that people can't really hear too well because of that whole audience. So that's really good. Reduce the volume of occulted far and distant weapons. Okay. So basically they're saying that you're going to be able to actually hear realistically how far the weapons are, or at least you're going to be able to be more accurate about that assumption. Some footstep sounds while ADS and crouched were cut short on the distance. You could hear them depending on the surface type. So I imagine that they're fixing some of these footsteps. The crouch walking is very bugged. I'm guessing they're trying to fix that element. It's huge, it's big, and it's very annoying in both multiplayer and Warzone. These are good fixes. They're on the right track. I feel like that this is something that needs to be done. The audio fixes, definitely. They have huge audio problems, and honestly, they need to take out dead silence. If they can't fix the audio, they need to take it out, so that they once they do fix the audio, there's no excuses. Because dead silence, I get what a lot of people are saying. What's the point of getting rid of it since everyone's using it anyways? I feel like if you have dead silence, you're abusing that, and it's overpowered. The Battle Royale fixes and PC fixes. There's only one general PC fix, so fixes to prevent crashes and improve stability. That's really good, because I guess PC had a lot of issues with that in general. I've only got kicked once out of the course of 3 months personally, so I didn't really find this as a big hallelujah. The Battle Royale fix for players unable to self-revive in solos. That's actually, I've seen that happen several times. One was Formal. He played that 2 days ago. I was watching it at night time, and he downed, and he bought a self-res prior to that being down, and he wasn't able to use it. Increased price of loadout drop within the buy station to $10,000. Now they've upped it from 6,000 to 8,000 to 10,000. I get why they're doing that now that there's squads, there's bigger amount of people, and it's a lot easier to actually get the money because of all these contracts you can do. So I agree with that completely. I think that loadout drops are very overpowered. You get perks, you get things that you normally wouldn't get. You get a full set of equipment too. So I mean, I feel like that's really the only thing you don't get is ammo. I mean, and you can find that almost anywhere. That's not a huge issue. Let's get it straight. It's not a Resident Evil issue where you can't find ammo. Ammo is pretty much everywhere. Removed blood splatter and green screen shake when being punched in the gulag waiting area. That's okay. That's just an annoying fix. Removed lost column from BR leadership and replaced with top 10s. That's cool. I like that. I mean, you get to see who, I like that. That's cool. It's a good fix. Fixed issue with final circles occurring out of bounds or in just terrible areas. I've had that happen where the final circle was literally just one edge of the dock and the rest of it was the ocean. It was very interesting. Fixed issue with armor plates and kill streaks being unusable under certain conditions. Oh yeah, whenever you spammed your armor button while being rezzed by someone, it was glitched. So you would have to down yourself to do that. And same with kill streaks. You couldn't use your kill streaks because of that. So that's a huge fix. That's big. That's big. I like that. That should have been fixed 2 days prior to that. But whatever. Weapon fixes. Now these are again just general fixes. You can go over these if you want. I mean, they have one at the very beginning where it talks about the line breaker variant of the EBR. It talks about other ones with the rocket launcher or the smoke screen launcher. I'm sorry, the smoke screen launcher firing a smoke screen grenade under a barrel. Did not emit any smoke from the grenade, so they're fixing that issue with that. It implements an actual smoke. Tightened up the hip spread on the VLK Rogue shotgun, which is really interesting. Decreased ADS spread for shotgun slugs. It's good. I mean, shotguns aren't that big of a deal. Let's just be honest. I mean, you can ADS faster than you can, shoot a shotgun. I mean, if you're good. If you're not, even if you're not even good, actually. Look at this. I'm flanking every single shot on this thing, guy. I mean, come on. Updating names of weapons to match weapon logos. Okay. I mean, these are good fixes, I guess, to be accurate on things, I guess. I don't know. I mean, these are just separate things. Special operations added a screen text to call out when a player's vehicle is damaged. Operation Headhunter fix for an error that could occur after launching the drone. So, I mean, these things are good fixes, and I think that they need to keep going with this. Kimbo weapons now start with 2 extra magazines of ammunition instead of 1. That makes sense since you're using 2 of the weapons. So, I mean, these fixes are general. I like them. They make sense. They're going the right direction as far as this goes. The Warzone changes. Warzone changes, and we can now tell how far away you are from the teammate while in a match. So that means that you're going to be able to see how within the distance. So are they at 36 west or whatever the case may be, and then you're going to be able to see how far they are as far as meters go. So it's pretty cool. Fix for the gas and fix for the gas mask animation interrupting and blocking players from deploying their parachute. That's so annoying because when you jump off a building and you take off a mask, you can't deploy at the same time, so you're dead. So that's a good fix for a bug where players were unable to revive teammates after being interrupted during the initial revive animation. Oh, when people trolled and they basically broke the revive animation. You don't even have to troll though, but it was pretty buggy. Fixed a bug where players could be killed by vehicles without being near the player. That's a huge bug. Fixed an issue that could. So, I mean, these issues are good. The players were invincible. They become downed while switching seats and attack brace. I mean, these fixes, I feel like they should have been fixed a long time ago. I just feel like they're I don't know. It's huge. All right, that's good. These are good fixes. I like them. Now for the multiplayer changes. New multiplayer maps. The Talsic Backlot. Talsic Backlot. In the middle of the Yurkistan desert lies an urban city with a major construction project taking place in its center. with its citizens long evacuated. Combat takes place from door to door. So this is basically like a shipment match mixed in with a little bit of a village match. There's a couple buildings you can go into. There's a couple areas you can jump into. It's actually really, really, really cool. Here's the what the map in general looks like. So you can see that there's one that overlooks this main area on you know, this, where this guy is perched at, and that's a sniping post. You can see that this is a building that he's shooting at, and that you can go inside, and behind that building there's a whole strip of buildings as well. It's a really cool map. It's very close quarters map, and I like that. A lot of these maps are really close quarters. The Hovey Sawmill, a sleepy farming village, is under peril as its main sawmill building has caught fire. Operations will fight within the burning wreckage around it, visiting the local businesses such as the butchery, the mass hall, and even the beekeepers area, which includes a couple of active hives. So I have not experienced these hives personally. I'm going to go do that tonight, late tonight, whenever I do my stream at midnight Central Standard Time. But this is the map, and generally it's the same concept as the first map. There's a lot of doors and indoor. I mean, there's a lot of buildings you can go inside of. There's a lot of sniper. There's a couple sniper posts. It's very. I think that this map is really interesting for hardpoint. I think it's really terrible for domination. The first map is really good with domination, and not so good with hardpoint, because in the first map you can just spam grenades in the building that the hardpoint is at. As far as the sawmill, there in each building of the sawmill there's layers, so you can't just throw a grenade. They can escape it, or people can counter it. So I think that's very interesting. And the last one, last but not least, is the urine incursion, the Anya incursion. I can never say that. You've experienced it in 10v10 and in ground war. Now fight within enclosed version of the area based around the central palace and Naya incursion. So it's basically the war map, the ground war map incursion. I'm never gonna be able to pronounce it. We're just gonna call it the Anya incursion. And it's just the palace. So again, it's very close quarters. It's not so good in domination. It's not so good in hardpoint. It's a really good for kill confirmed and team deathmatch. I feel like it's not a accurate point objective map, but to each his own. I guess, you know, it's whatever. I feel like these maps are interesting. They're going the right direction as far as short script, because they see how popular Shipment is, and they want to capitalize on how awesome Shipment is and how awesome Rust is. And these are famous battlegrounds for a purpose, though, I feel like. And they bring a right balance of chaos and mayhem and order all at the same time. I feel like that it's a very useful tool to keep in mind. And a lot of these people, they think that just because it's a short map that it's the same thing. It's not. There's too many ongoings. Like, each of these maps have too many buildings you can go into, and literally it ruins your experience in that immersion of a short distance map. It ruins it for you because it encourages campers. It encourages things that Call of Duty, in my opinion, is not what all it's about. It wasn't built upon campers. It was built upon people going through trenches and literally assaulting the hell out of you. And that's what it was. That's what Call of Duty was, and that's what Call of Duty was what I remember it as. In any event, these are some nice fixes. They're general fixes, general audio fixes that I feel like they need to be addressed and needed to be fixed. I think that these are awesome changes, and they're going the right direction. I feel like that this is something that needs to be done and implemented in the right way. The loadout system is very overpowered. Having it raised to $10,000 is very good, because then it encourages people to actually have the battle royale experience, in my opinion. Again, I want to thank you guys so much, my doodles from other noodles. I appreciate all the support, guys. And if you guys want to catch me live, I'm going to be streaming the multiplayer Call of Duty at night. We will be getting Valorant whenever it gets out, and we're going to be going ham on all these updates and making these YouTube videos and getting YouTube famous. I appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you so much. And if you guys want to check out my links and other things, I'll have all the descriptions down below and the description box. Thank you again. I think I said thank you 26 times. I'm going to push stop before I thank you guys again. So